Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tuesdays with Suzanne. Today, we are going to look at the feeling of gratitude. The feeling of gratitude. And the reason I bring this up, because gratitude is one of those things that if you've done any spiritual work at all, if you've been in any religious organization, if you've done any internal awareness work, you've had it explained to you how gratitude, forgiveness, and love are the things that you go for. And I think that because it is driven home so much in so many different circles, sometimes we will miss the feeling of gratitude when it's washing over us after something that's been very, very challenging. Okay? So let's talk about this for a moment. Because the world is such right now that there are many, 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 many challenges on a daily basis. And at times we can say to ourselves, not a whole lot to be grateful for. Excuse me very much. This is not pretty. It's not fun. I'm working too hard, etc. You've got the idea here. So oftentimes, though, you will have a circumstance where you've been working towards something for a long, long, long time. And when you get to the end, the goal is not quite what you wanted it to be, but it's done. Okay? And then there are the circumstances where you've had emotionally challenging times. And when something breaks through and clears out whatever the difference was between you and the circumstance you're in, the people or the person, again, there'll often be a wash of gratitude. Now, these are actually two different circumstances, so I'm going to break them both down for you. And there is the times when it can be very, shall we say, natural to not go to gratitude, but to go to I didn't get what I wanted. That is a circumstance that requires that you widen your lens and say, but it's done. It's done. This challenge is done. Okay? That's, feel the wash of gratitude. And then there are the circumstances where you've got challenging things going on emotionally. When something breaks through in a circumstance like that, the gratitude is often instantaneous. You can't miss it because there'll be a wash of feeling somewhere across your body that allows you to take an easy breath, a deep breath, to soften in, to allow the clench in your heart to unclench, that allows more blood flow to the brain, which allows you to think better. Yeah. So let's just take a moment now. And we're going to do our grounding and filling today. And we're going to do it as we get to the last curve of it. We're going to do it in such a way that we're recognizing whatever is in our lives right now that we can be grateful for and what it feels like in your body right now. Okay? Good. This does, by the way, require that you slow down a little bit, take a moment to breathe, take a sip of your tea, let yourself settle back wherever you're sitting, the soles of your feet on the floor, letting your eyes close. Feeling your backbone against whatever's supporting you. Feeling your sitting bones on whatever is supporting you. The sensation of the backs of your legs resting on the chair or the couch. And then the deepest connection is right down into the soles of your feet. Feeling how your feet, with the gravitational field of the earth, is resting on the earth with no effort on your part whatsoever. Yeah, feeling the soles of your feet connecting with the earth. And on down into the earth. Let your awareness, let your attention and your intention drop down into the earth. And you can do this using all kinds of metaphors. It could be light beams, rivers. I actually prefer the imagery of roots, just spreading effortlessly down into the earth. As deep as you're feeling comfortable to go today. And the more challenging your life is, the deeper you will probably want to bury your roots. Just roots of awareness. And as you do this, allowing yourself to slow down even one more notch. Taking a breath, exhaling anything that no longer serves you. Yeah, and then asking your feet, what would feel most nourishing and nurturing? And notice what sensations show up when you ask that question of your feet. And I notice that in my own feet, they start to have a little hum, a little pulsation. They feel a little cooler, interestingly enough. Oftentimes people will feel warmth or coolness, a sense of color, texture, pulsation. Sometimes your feet will just start to feel longer and wider, or they'll feel different than before you intended and opened to them being able to soak up nourishing sensation effortlessly. Yeah. Good. And as your feet fill, asking your ankles, your calves, and your shins, what would nourish you most here? Noticing what sensations show up when you ask. And now I'm starting to feel warmth in my calves. What are you noticing? How about your knees? How about your knees? What would nourish and nurture your knees in this present moment, today, right now? Ask your knees. All the nooks and crannies of your knees. Good. Yeah. And rounding the curve, how about in your thighs? What would nourish? From the core of your femurs, those longest, strongest bones in the body, in your thighs. Core of your femurs, all the way out to your skin. Yeah. What would nourish and nurture? Nourish and nurture you most here in your body. Yeah. Good. And notice that there may be certain areas that, due to old trauma or something recent or whatever, when you allow this flow of nourishing sensation to continually flow through your feet, through your calves and your knees and your thighs, there may be a spot or two that has a harder time soaking up this nourishing sensation. And if that's the case, just gently, in your mind's eye, in your awareness, cradle it with compassion. Yeah. Let it receive what it can. Yeah. Whatever it can. And then just gently move on. Rounding the curve and letting all the bones of your pelvis, your sacrum, that big V-shaped bone at the bottom, your whole lower lumbar spine, all of the organs within your pelvic bowl, and the organ systems, your reproductive system, or where it may have been at one point, your digestive system, or where it may have been at one point. But allow this area, this entire area, to soak up from this river of nourishing sensation, whatever would feel safest and would nourish it most in this moment, in this moment. So taking it in at a pace that works for you, yeah, in a way that allows it to soak right in. So as your spine fills all the way up, allowing your midsection to begin to soak up what you need, and then up into your heart and your lungs and your ribs, your chest, your breasts, your spine. Taking an easy breath and inviting this river of nourishing sensation to fill your lungs, feed your heart. Good. Good. Yeah. And allowing your shoulders down your arms, into your hands and fingers. Yeah. To allow this flow that's still coming in through the earth, moving through and soaking into every cell, to move right on through and down your arms and into your hands and fingers. Good. Good. And then allowing the flow to move on into your throat, your neck, your face. Yeah. Your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, jaw. Letting everything soak up what would nourish it most. Allowing this flow to move right on back into your brain so that your whole cranium, from the bones to the membranes, blood flow, neurons, glial cells, fluids, cerebrospinal fluid, everything, being bathed in nourishing, nurturing flow of sensation. Yeah. However you receive that. However you receive that. Yeah. Good. 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 Yeah. And take a moment now. Take a moment now. And bring to mind something that may have been challenging, something that may have been frustrating. And then notice where you feel it in your body. Where are you working hard to have this stay together, whatever it is, during this challenge? Oftentimes when I'm in a very challenging time, I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my heart. I feel my heart kind of clench down, clench down. Other people might feel it in their gut. Their gut will just clench. And depending on their history, it might get very painful. Yeah, but these are signals that something is out of balance. Something needs your attention. Something needs to be brought back into connection and into love. And into love. Yeah. And so take a moment now and imagine that you're stepping back into connection, stepping back into love and compassion. And feel what it feels like in your body. For me, it's in my heart. Oh, I can feel my heart in the presence of that kind of resolution, unfurling. It's like the muscle of the heart is unfurling and letting go and opening back up to life. If you have an area in your body that you're aware of, you can gently put a hand on it this morning and love it. Love it. And feel gratitude. Gratitude. For that feeling of aliveness. For what it feels like when we are truly here with ourselves. Back in connection with ourselves and back in connection with our world, whoever in our world we are wanting deeper connection with. Yes, yes. And then there are the circumstances where you've gotten to a goal. May not have been exactly what you wanted. Allow your awareness to spread out in a moment like that. And as you spread out, see the circumstances over time. That the resolution of this issue is bringing you. See the circumstances. And allow yourself to feel the gratitude. To feel the gratitude. Yeah. You've crossed the finish line. It's done. Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah. The feeling of gratitude, of being able to drop back into that state of grace that's our birthright as human beings. And enjoy.